let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be talking about costuming. So costuming in theater. A lot of you guys that did costumes for your as your design or not concept, but your design theme for last semester, you guys are going to see a lot of similarities in the presentation that you see today. But it is different. It's much shorter than the one that I showed you guys before. But we're going to be talking about costumes.
I was like, if you're still wrong, I'll leave you alone.
But I'll let you know when I'm done. It shouldn't be long.
I'm gonna see what you have to do.
Okay. All right. So costuming. So let's talk about some vocabulary first and foremost. So a costume is an outfit, including accessories and undergarments. That is important, especially when you're doing like period pieces. If anybody watched Bridgerton over the break, I know I did. I was obsessed with it. Watched it like within a day. Um, you have to realize that also those corsets that they're wearing, even the bras, the brassieres that they wear in that show, have to be period. The reason for that is because if you're wearing a period dress and you're wearing a normal, if you're not wearing a corset, or if you're wearing a normal bra or something like that, it's not going to fit, right? It's not going to look like it matches with it, right? There's going to be some little bit of a discrepancy there. So undergarments are also included in costumes. When we costume here for shows, we also think about that as well. We have girls wear slips if they're wearing dresses, and wearing specific things that are going to match up with that period. And it is worn by an actor in a production. Costume crew usually is a committee in charge of costuming the show, and their main responsibilities are there is a designer, and so they design the costumes. They supply the costumes, they make them, they borrow them, they buy them, they reuse them, whatever they have to do. Assist with costume changes and emergencies backstage. Obviously, sometimes some things happen, something may rip. We actually had that happen in Crazy for You. If you saw it, our main character was wearing overalls. The overalls were kind of tight, and that was on purpose. It was a zipper, and so it fit her perfectly. But at some point in the show, she moved a certain way and the zipper broke. And so there was a side of her costume, and somebody had to like sew it up really quick. We actually sewed her into the costume, and then we had to rip it open for her to get out of the costume, which, I mean, it does happen, but obviously the show did go on and things went smoothly. And then obviously cleaning the costumes, that is a big important part now, especially since, COVID and everything. We have to make sure that those costumes are clean. Costume plot is a chart using or listing out each character, the acts or scene in which they appear, and all the undergarments or garments and accessories needed. So anything that they wear, and anything that goes along with them, we put into a character plot. So this is an example of a character plot. You guys aren't going to be making a character plot right now. Later down the line, you will. But this is what a character plot or a costume plot looks like. It's basically just letting us know, again, the character. So we have Sylvia, then the actor is Megan. The costume is a blue silk dress. The accessories are a hat, scarf, and heels. And there's notes here on the side in case things need to be fixed or changed. So help tie scarf over the shoulder, right? So then that person, there's going to be somebody backstage that's going to help with that. So interesting kind of just a way that we keep everything organized so that we as technicians know what's going on. Why are costumes so important? The costumes do help the audience see the characters. They show them the character's age. So obviously, if somebody's wearing, like a ball cap, that's what I meant to say, a ball cap. If somebody's wearing specific things, we always attribute those things to specific things. So like a ball cap might be somebody that's tomboyish, right? If we see a girl wearing a ball cap, we think that she's tomboyish. We think that she likes to, do things that guys do. That's very iffy territory for me to step on. I'm gonna step off of that real quick. But obviously these things and what we wear shows who we are, right? And not kind of thinking about costumes, but thinking about people in general. you can think about somebody and what they wear, and that kind of attributes to their personality, right? If we know somebody that's kind of wacky and weird, they might dress a little bit wacky and weird, right? And so we want to be able to show these characters the same way that we see people when they're walking down the street, right? By their age, their personality, their taste, right? So somebody who might be rich or has a lot of money or has like really high taste, they might end up wearing, you know, fashion that you might see in a magazine, you know what I mean? But, and they might wear that as on the street. They might wear that every day because that's their taste, that's their personality, that's what they like to show. It shows their social standing as well as their occupation. So obviously when you see people wearing, you know, those garage jumpsuits that have the little name right here, you know that they're a mechanic. If you see somebody wearing a uniform, like a military uniform, you know that they're in the military, right? Any of those things that you see on stage, you automatically have this response in your head of what it means or what they're trying to show you in what they're wearing. Even if you don't just sit there and be like, that person's this, or whatever, and picking apart their costume, you could do that, and you would be able to find those similarities in their age, in their personality, in their taste, in their social standing, as well as in their occupation. It also helps the actors feel and move as the characters rather than as themselves. A lot of actors do say, I don't feel it until I'm in the costume. And that's very true, right? If you are wearing something, it usually helps you to exude whatever it is that you are feeling or whatever it is that you are supposed to be feeling in what you're wearing, right? So let's move on. So things designers should consider. So you always should consider the actor's size and shape, right? You don't want to put an actor that might be a little fuller. Like I'm pretty chunky. Let's be real. I'm fluffy. And so I wouldn't want to wear something that's super tight. I mean, obviously if I was playing a character that might be someone with loose morals, we'll say that, then I might want to wear something super tight. But me as a person, I don't wear things that are super tight because it's ill fitted. I shouldn't be wearing stuff like that because I'm a teacher, right? Like I shouldn't be wearing tight stuff. And my shape, you know, I'm not gonna pick something that's not gonna make me look good, right? And so thinking about those things, thinking about the time period, what would people wear in that time period? If I were this size in the 50s, what dresses and things would I wear? Would I try to fit in with the you know, main crowd, or would I fit something that fits my body a little bit better, right? Thinking about those things. Also thinking about the geography. Geography is a big thing, and I talk about this, and this is one of the things that I talked about last year. It was a big deal. But thinking about, you know, if I have somebody that's in Texas, am I going to be putting them in a fur coat? No, right? Because people from Texas don't really prepare for that. Now, if I had somebody that was from Texas that came to, you know, Virginia in the wintertime, maybe I'm putting a bunch of layers on them, right? Because they are from Texas, they're used to the heat. And so when they come into this area that is very, very cold, they do have to bundle up, right? They're not used to that cold. And then lastly, of course, character personality, thinking about what type of person they are, and how you can exude that in their costume. So we're gonna watch this short video. If it plays, it might not. Nope. Nope. Maybe this one? Nope. I don't know how those videos didn't end up playing. So you are going to be the designer. I'm going to give you that assignment on Friday. This isn't the assignment. Let me see if I can go back and play these videos through here. Open link in new tab. Nope, it doesn't do that. Cool. Well, I didn't think these videos weren't going to work. Let me see if I can pull them up. That's not even, these are all just costumes that are already done. Cool. Well, so what we're gonna do tomorrow, and I really want you guys to bring this in for the beginning of class. is we're going to talk about our favorite characters. Okay, so you're going to tell me what your favorite character is, or who your favorite character is, like what show they come from, what they do, all that stuff. And I'll ask you some questions as well. But have a character that you know very well, and that is your favorite, that you know very well, that when I ask you questions about, oh, well, what do they do? You have the answer. What do they usually wear? You have the answer. Okay. We're going to talk about our favorite characters and what they wear and what those things that they wear say about them. And then also tomorrow, you guys are going to decide what other job they're going to do. And that will be your check-in question, is what other job they're going to be doing. Because what you're going to do is, let's say that my favorite character is Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy. Not my favorite character, but whatever. So I have Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy. I can talk about how she wears, like mom clothes when she's not wearing her uniform. Or I can say, obviously when she's wearing her uniform, she's wearing scrubs and she has her little like surgery cap and her mask, right? And so that could be her thing. But if I have Meredith Grey and she's a doctor in normal time or in her normal life, what I'm going to say is I'm going to make her a teacher. So now I'm going to dress up Meredith Grey as if she were a teacher instead of as a doctor. Okay, so that's what you guys are going to be doing. You're going to pick the person that you would like to do. And then we're going to pick a different job for them, and you're going to have to dress them as if they worked in that new job. Okay. And that'll be your assignment on Friday. But we're going to talk about it on Friday. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about our favorite characters. All right. So be ready to talk tomorrow about your favorite character on the call. All right. But that's really all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for hopping on. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow for more costuming. Bye.